So we're out here working today. Sun's going down. Beautiful sunset. Beautiful day here in South Georgia. And I got to looking at something over here. Just cracked me up. We were working here probably about 4 months ago. And I guess something decided to hang on. And I know for a lot of us out there in TV land, you know, we kind of feel like we're this guy, or it could be a girl. I don't know. I'm not that smart. But we could be them. So let me show you. So I was packing up the truck, enjoying this beautiful sunset, thinking about getting home and eating my big ass salad, looking at these old oak trees. This was a bunch of trees, at least a year ago, and then they came back in and they planted new trees. So you can kind of see them growing here. So that's kind of how it works. Planted pines, gonna make some lumber, and believe it or not, and all that junk out there is strips of these pines, and you can come over here. There's a stump from an old pine tree that they took out. That's kind of how it works. Out with the old and in with the new, kind of like life. And so I was looking over all this, admiring the beauty, and then I ran across this fellow right here. One stalk of corn. And it looks like it produced one ear of corn that I promise you a raccoon came up, probably did his number and stripped it off of there. Out here all by itself, surrounded by a bunch of other stuff, but all alone in this big old world, no buddies or friends. That's kind of the junk. Sometimes we feel just like that. I know I have more than once. Standing in full of crowded room, full of people. We all kind of look the same, work for the same folks, do the same job. But I felt like that stalk of corn right there. I had a smart lady tell me one time that we only really connect with about 5% of society. That really, it's only 5% of society that gets us. That is just that stalk of corn. And a lot of times when we're in those crowded rooms and planes and everywhere else, and even if y'all wearing the same shirt, y'all pop that oath, same thing, it's all the same. But you realize you're just a little different. You might feel like that corn stalk, but out there somewhere is your 5%. You just got to find them. And that's the reality. And that's what I tell our boys when they're trying to figure life out. You know, like the oldest boy says that. He said, Daddy, I don't seem to be able to connect with a lot of people. I said, I can relate with that one. I said, but out there somewhere is your 5%. And when you do connect with them, it's a connection that's pretty hard to break. And then you just need to hold on to it. That's what the video is about. Corn stalk. You might be a corn stalk, but I promise you out there somewhere is another corn stalk just like you. So, who am I today? I am a tired hog trapper. Sun's going down. I got to get home and eat my big ass salad. And big full day tomorrow. Beautiful day here in South Georgia. And I am blessed that in our efforts to reduce an invasive species on our planet, we left behind one kernel of corn that produced a video for you folks out there in TV land, and hopefully it'll click for some of you and you'll rock on. That's who I am today. I'm glad that we were able to provide the earth with one kernel of corn that may inspire somebody or give them hope. Y'all have a great day.